Listen to me. This is your moment. This is where everything changes. I don't care where you started, what you didn't have, who doubted you, or what was taken from you. This is the day you stop letting your past define you. This is the day you write your story. From nothing to something. It starts right now. You've been sitting around waiting for someone to hand you a miracle. But let me tell you something. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to put the crown on your head. You've got to put in the work. You've got to fight for your dream. And you've got to believe in yourself when nobody else does. Pain you're feeling, the struggle you're going through, it's not here to break you. It's here to build you. You are stronger than you think. You are tougher than you imagine. And the only thing standing between you and greatness is your decision to start today. So stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission. Stop waiting for everything to line up. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. The world doesn't reward excuses. It rewards execution. From nothing to something isn't just a cute phrase. It's your life story waiting to be written, and the pen is in your hand. Are you going to let fear write your story? Or are you going to get up and write the chapter where you fight back, where you grind harder, where you rise to the next level? Your family needs you. Your future self is counting on you. Your dream is screaming for you to wake up, lock in, and go get it. From nothing to something, your story starts now. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today, I want to talk to you about a journey that begins with nothing and can take you to something extraordinary. This is not just a speech. It is a declaration, a call to action, and a reminder that your story starts now. Too many people spend their lives waiting for the right moment, waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for someone to validate their dreams. But the truth is, the only way to go from nothing to something is to decide right now that you will no longer wait. You will take control, take action, and claim your life. Every journey begins with belief. Belief in yourself, in your potential, and in the possibility that your circumstances do not define. Belief is the fuel that drives action. Without it, effort is scattered, motivation wanes, and dreams fade. But when you believe bigger than your fears, when you see yourself capable more than your current circumstances suggest, you unlock a power within yourself that cannot be stopped. Belief allows you to imagine what others might call impossible. It allows you to set goals that stretch your limits and take steps that scare you because you know deep down that you are capable. Belief is not passive. It must be nurtured, reinforced, and translated into action. Every time you face a challenge and move forward anyway, every time you take a step despite fear or doubt, your belief grows stronger. You begin to see obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities to grow, learn, and rise. Believing bigger is the first step in transforming your life because it gives you the courage to take the next step and the next until your dreams become reality. But belief alone is not enough. Life will challenge you. It will test your limits, throw obstacles in your path, and sometimes make you question whether you are capable. That is why developing a resilient mindset is essential. Resilience is not about avoiding failure. It is about facing adversity head on, learning from it and continuing forward when most people would quit. Every setback is a lesson, every failure is a teacher, and every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger. Resilience ensures that no matter what life throws at you, you will continue moving toward your goals. Resilient people understand that failure is not a reflection of their worth. It is feedback. It is information about what doesn't work, what needs to change, and what strategies will take you closer to your vision. They embrace adversity with courage and persistence. They know that every struggle, every hardship, and every obstacle is shaping them into the person capable of achieving extraordinary results. Alongside resilience comes discipline. Discipline is what turns dreams into reality. It is the daily commitment to show up, to do the work, and to maintain focus even when motivation fades. It is the practice of making choices that align with your vision every single day, regardless of how you feel. Discipline builds habits, and habits compound into results. Without discipline, effort becomes inconsistent, and dreams remain unfulfilled. With discipline, even small steps accumulate into unstoppable momentum. Consistency is the engine of progress. Showing up every day, putting in effort, even when results are not immediately visible, And persisting through fatigue or frustration creates a rhythm of growth that cannot be stopped. It is not a single act of heroism that produces greatness, but relentless, focused action over time. Every day you commit to your goals, you are building the foundation of your future success. But no one achieves greatness alone. Your environment, the people you surround yourself with, is equally important. The right circle amplifies your potential, challenges you to grow, and holds you accountable. Surround yourself with those who inspire you, who push you, who see your potential even when you doubt it. Protect yourself from negativity, from doubt, and from people who try to limit your vision. Your circle either lifts you or holds you back. Choose wisely. Of course, all of this, belief, resilience, discipline, consistency, and support is useless without action. Taking massive action is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Dreams remain dreams until they are acted upon. Massive action requires courage, urgency, and relentless commitment. It demands that you move even when conditions aren't perfect, even when fear is present, even when the path is uncertain. Action builds momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Calm confidence propels you toward results. Massive action without hesitation is the hallmark of those who achieve extraordinary results. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap. The perfect moment rarely comes. The time to act is now. Start before you feel ready. Move despite fear. Push forward despite uncertainty. Each bold decision compounds into progress. Each step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your vision. Your story starts now. The past does not define you. Your circumstances do not determine your future. Every choice you make today shapes the person you become and the life you create. It says, from nothing to something is not about where you begin. It is about how you show up, the actions you take, and the mindset you cultivate. It is about refusing to let fear, doubt, or hesitation dictate your path. Believing bigger, developing resilience, maintaining discipline, showing consistency, surrounding yourself with the right influences, and taking massive action all converge to create transformation. Each principle reinforces the others. Belief fuels resilience. Resilience strengthens discipline. Discipline ensures consistency. The right environment amplifies action, transforms vision into reality. Together they create unstoppable momentum. The journey from nothing to something is also a journey of personal evolution. It is about becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable through every challenge, every failure, and every success. Each obstacle teaches patience, each victory builds confidence, and each step forward refines skill. This journey transforms you internally, creating a version of yourself capable of sustaining and expanding success. The person you become is as valuable as the life you build. The power to rise above mediocrity lies within you. No one can give it to you. No one can take it away. Every choice, every effort, every moment of commitment shapes your story. From nothing to something is more than a goal. It is a lifestyle, a mindset, and a declaration. It is your claim to your potential, your refusal to settle, and your commitment to create a future that matches your vision. So start now, stop waiting, stop hesitating, step forward, act boldly, and commit fully to your vision. Each step you take, each action you commit, each challenge you overcome is a chapter in your story. The journey will not be easy. You will face setbacks, criticism, and obstacles. But every time you rise, persist, and act decisively, you prove to yourself and the world that you are unstoppable. Your story starts now. Take belief, resilience, discipline, consistency, support, and massive action, and apply them without hesitation. The combination of these principles creates momentum, builds confidence, and produces extraordinary results. Your potential is limitless. Your story is in your hands. The time to start is today. Your life is waiting and will only transform when you decide to rise and claim it. From nothing to something is not a dream. It is a decision, a mindset, and a journey that begins this very moment. Show up, believe bigger, take action, persist, and watch as your life transforms into the extraordinary story it was meant to be. From the moment you decide that your life will not be defined by circumstance, limitations, or the opinions of others, you begin a journey that has the potential to transform you completely. This journey is not easy, and is not meant to be, because anything worth achieving requires sacrifice, focus, and relentless determination. From nothing to something is not just a phrase. It is a process, a transformation, a declaration that your past does not dictate your future. Each step you take, each decision you make, and each action you commit to builds the story of your life. It is a story of resilience, discipline, and massive action, and it's entirely within your power to write it the way you choose. Every journey begins with a choice, and the first choice is to believe in yourself. Too many people allow fear, doubt, or the judgments of others to control their destiny. They wait for permission, for perfect timing, or for someone else to validate their word. But success starts the moment you decide that you are capable, that your dreams are valid, and that your potential is greater than any obstacle in your path. Choosing to believe in yourself is not arrogance. It is an acknowledgement that you are the author of your own life. It is the foundation upon which every step of your journey is built, because without belief, action becomes hesitant, inconsistent, and weak. Belief is not passive. It must be cultivated, strengthened, and reinforced through repeated action. It grows when you see yourself overcoming challenges, learning from failures, and making progress despite adversity. Belief, bigger than your circumstances, gives you the courage to step into the unknown, to take risks, and to pursue goals that others might consider impossible. It is a mindset that refuses to accept limitations imposed by society, fear, or even past failures. Believing bigger transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary achievement because it fuels your energy, your focus, and your determination. A belief alone is not enough. To go from nothing to something, you must develop a resilient mindset. Life will test you. Challenges will arise. Setbacks will threaten to derail you, and failures will attempt to convince you that you are not enough. Resilience is what allows you to endure these moments without giving up. It is the ability to confront adversity with strength, to learn from mistakes, and to persist when the path is difficult. Resilient people understand that failure is not the end of the journey. It is a teacher, a stepping stone, and an opportunity for growth. By cultivating resilience, you create the mental toughness necessary to navigate the ups and downs of life while maintaining focus on your ultimate goals. Developing resilience also requires emotional control, self-awareness, and adaptability. You must be honest with yourself about your strengths and weaknesses, aware of the emotions that can influence your decision, and willing to adjust your strategies when circumstances demand it. Resilient individuals do not allow temporary setbacks or external pressure to dictate their path. They respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively, maintain clarity under pressure, and keep moving forward when others are paralyzed by fear or uncertainty. Resilience ensures that no matter what life throws at you, remain committed, focused, and determined. Discipline is another critical pillar of transformation. Discipline is what turns vision into action, intention into results. It is the daily commitment to show up, to do the work even when it feels uncomfortable, and to maintain focus when distractions are abundant. Discipline builds habits that reinforce your progress and create consistency in your efforts. Small, repeated actions compound over time. And discipline ensures that each step you take brings you closer to your ultimate goal. Without discipline, motivation alone is fleeting, and dreams remain unfulfilled. Consistency and discipline work hand in hand, but consistency requires a deeper level of commitment. Showing up every day, putting in the effort when results are not immediately visible, and maintaining momentum despite challenges is what separates those who achieve from those who merely hope. Consistency is the bridge between potential and achievement. It turns repeated effort into mastery, obstacles into lessons, and failures into opportunities. The person who remains consistent, no matter the circumstances, creates a foundation for unstoppable growth and progress. Equally important is the environment you cultivate around yourself. Surrounding yourself with the right people amplifies your potential, challenges you to grow, and protects your energy from negativity. Your circle influences your mindset, habits, and actions more than you may realize. The right people will inspire you, hold you accountable, celebrate your victories, and push you to exceed your own expectations. They provide perspective, guidance, and encouragement, while toxic influences drain energy, instill doubt, and limit your possibilities. By consciously choosing who you spend your time with, you create a support system that fuels your growth and strengthens your resolve. Taking massive action is the next essential step. Dreams remain abstract until action transforms them into reality. The difference between those who achieve and those who remain stagnant is decisiveness and execution. Massive action requires courage, urgency, and relentless commitment. It is not enough to plan, think, or hope. You must move. Start before you feel ready, act despite fear, and push forward despite uncertainty. Action creates momentum, momentum builds confidence, and confidence propels you toward results. Without action, vision is powerless. With it, you become unstoppable. Massive action is most effective when paired with speed and decisiveness. Waiting for the perfect moment or analyzing every detail to the point of paralysis is a trap that kills potential. Success favors those who act quickly, learn from mistakes, and adjust along the way. Each bold step, each immediate decision compounds into progress. The key is to act with intensity, commitment, and clarity, refusing to allow fear, doubt, or hesitation to slow your pursuit of greatness. At the core of this journey is the understanding that your story starts now. The past does not define you. Your circumstances do not limit you. And the doubts of others do not control you. Every choice you make, every action you take, and every step forward contributes to building the life you desire. From nothing to something is not about where you begin. It is about the decisions you make and the effort you commit to starting today. The present moment is your most powerful tool, and your willingness to seize it determines the trajectory of your life. Believing bigger, cultivating resilience, maintaining discipline, showing consistency, surrounding yourself with the right people, and taking massive action all converge to create transformation. Each element reinforces the others. Belief fuels resilience. Resilience strengthens discipline. Discipline ensures consistency. The right environment amplifies action. Massive action translates vision into reality. When combined, these forces create unstoppable momentum that propels you toward your goals, regardless of obstacles, setbacks, or limitations. The journey from nothing to something is also a journey of personal evolution. It is a process of becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable with every challenge faced and every goal pursued. Each setback teaches patience. Each victory builds confidence, and each action taken refines skill. You are not merely pursuing an external goal. You are transforming internally, creating a version of yourself capable of sustaining and expanding success. The person you become through this process is as valuable as the accomplishments themselves. Ultimately, the power to rise above mediocrity, to transform your life, and to achieve extraordinary results lies within you. No one can do it for you, and no one can take it away. Every choice, every effort, and every moment of commitment shapes your story. From nothing to something is more than a goal. It is a mindset, a lifestyle, and a declaration that you will not be defined by limitations, fears, or circumstances. It is the act of claiming your potential, stepping into your power, and creating a future that aligns with your highest vision. Your story starts now. You have everything you need within you: belief, resilience, discipline, the right people, and the capacity to take massive action. The only question is whether you will choose to act. Every second you delay, the opportunity for transformation diminishes. Every moment you commit fully, the momentum toward greatness grows stronger. Take the lessons of belief, resilience, consistency, and action, and apply them without hesitation. Write your story with courage, determination, and unwavering focus. The path will not be easy, but it will be worth it. You will face setbacks, criticism, and challenges that test your resolve. You will encounter moments of doubt, fatigue, and frustration. But each time you rise, persist, and take decisive action, you prove to yourself and the world that you are unstoppable. Your journey from nothing to something is not determined by luck, privilege, or circumstance. It is determined by your mindset, your choices, and your willingness to act boldly. In conclusion, the transformation from nothing to something is achieved by combining belief bigger than your doubt, resilience stronger than your challenges, discipline that enforces action, consistency that compounds effort, a supportive environment that amplifies growth, and massive action taken without hesitation. These principles, when practiced daily and relentlessly, create momentum, build confidence, and produce extraordinary results. Your potential is limitless, your story's in your hands, and the moment to start is now. Do not wait for permission, validation, or the perfect moment. Step forward, act boldly, and create the life you were born to live. From nothing to something is not a distant dream. It is a choice, a mindset, and a journey that begins the moment you decide to rise. Your story starts now. Accepting your reality is one of the hardest things you'll ever do because it forces you to face the truth. It's easy to live in denial. It's easy to blame other people. And it's easy to pretend that life just happened to you. But there comes a moment when you have to look in the mirror and admit where you are, who you become, and what you've allowed. That moment is not meant to shame you. It's meant to set you free. See, as long as you're lying to yourself, you can't grow. As long as you're making excuses, you can't change. But the moment you say, this is where I am, I don't like it, I don't want to stay here, that's when you open the door to transformation. You can't fix what you won't face, and you can't escape what you refuse to acknowledge. The first step to going from nothing to something is honesty with yourself. Too many people are so busy pointing fingers that they forget to look inward. It's always someone else's fault. The economy, their parents, their boss, their friends. And yes, maybe those things played a part. But as long as you focus on what you can't control, you give away your power. You can't change the family you were born into. You can't rewrite the past. You can't undo the mistakes that have already been made, but you can decide what happens from here. Accepting your reality means you stop wasting energy fighting what already is, and you start channeling that energy into changing what can be. It's not about sitting around feeling sorry for yourself. It's about taking a deep breath and saying, this is my starting line, and I'm ready to run. Once you accept where you are, you have to refuse to stay there. That's the part that separates people who rise from people who remain stuck. There are folks who admit their life is a mess, but they keep reliving the same story over and over. They talk about how hard it is, how unfair life is, and they stay right there because it's comfortable. Misery can be comfortable when you've been in it long enough. It becomes your identity. You tell yourself, this is just how life is for me. But that's not the truth. That's the lie that keeps you from growing. The moment you decide you're not standing in the same place, you light a fire under yourself. You stop looking for sympathy and you start looking for solutions. You stop saying, why me? And you start saying, try me. Refusing to stay where you are means you commit to change even when it's hard. And make no mistake, it will be hard. Growth is uncomfortable. Leaving behind the old you is painful. It means breaking habits you've had for years. Walking away from toxic people who won't understand your decision. And pushing yourself past the point where you used to quit. But here's the thing. Nothing changes until you do. If you want a new life, you have to do something you've never done. If you want a new level, you have to raise your standards. You can't keep thinking the same thoughts, making the same choices, and expect different results. You might be broke right now. You might be working a job you hate. You might have made some bad decisions that put you in a tough spot. That's your reality. Face it. But just because that's where you are today doesn't mean that's where you have to stay tomorrow. Every single person you admire started somewhere. They didn't wake up at the top. They started at the bottom. They failed. They got knocked down and they got back up. They refused to let their current situation define their future. That's the mindset you need. A mindset that says, I might be down now, but I'm not out. I might be behind, but I'm still in the game. When you accept your reality and refuse to stay there, you start seeing opportunities you were blind to before. Suddenly, you realize you have choices. You can take a class, learn a skill, build a business, work extra hours, change your circle, change your attitude. You can start waking up earlier. You can stop wasting time scrolling on your phone. You can stop comparing your life to other people's highlights on social media and start working on your own story. You realize that you are not powerless. You have the ability to create change, step by step, decision by decision. Is not about overnight success. This is not about some magical transformation where everything becomes perfect. This is about small daily choices that add up over time. It's about saying no to the things that keep you stuck and saying yes to the things that move you forward. It's about choosing discipline over distraction, purpose over pleasure, growth over comfort. Every day you get a choice. Stay the same or take a step closer to who you want to be. And every day you choose to step forward, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. People around you might not understand. They might tell you that you've changed, and you know what? They're right. You are changing because you refuse to be the same person you were yesterday. You refuse to keep living the same story. You refuse to settle for a life that doesn't match your potential. That refusal is what will carry you from nothing to something. You have to want it so bad that staying the same becomes unbearable. You have to want it so bad that you are willing to do whatever it takes to change your circumstances. You have to get sick of your own excuses, sick of your own habits, sick of your own mediocrity. The pain of staying stuck has to be greater than the pain of changing. When you reach that point, nothing can stop you. Not fear, not fear, not fatigue. Because once you decide you're not staying here, you'll crawl. If you have to, you'll fight through tears. You'll show up when you don't feel like it. You'll keep going when it doesn't seem to be working. Because you know this is temporary. This is how transformation begins. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know how it will all work out. You just have to take the first step, and then another, and another. Every step forward takes you further from where you were and closer to where you want to be. One day you'll look back and realize you're not the same person anymore. You'll look around and see that your life is different. Not because someone saved you, not because something lucky happened, but because you made the decision to accept your reality and refuse to stay there. So today, make that decision. Look in the mirror and tell yourself the truth. Admit where you are. Then decide that this is not the end of your story. Decide that you will not let this be the place where you stop. Decide that you will keep moving, keep growing, keep fighting until your reality matches the vision in your heart. Because that's how you go from nothing to something. It's not about what you had when you started. It's about what you refuse to settle for along the way. Taking ownership of your life is one of the most powerful decisions you will ever make. Because until you do, you are at the mercy of everything and everyone around you. As long as you keep blaming other people, other circumstances, or even fate for where you are, you give away control over your future. Ownership is about saying, this is my life, and I'm responsible for it. It's not about beating yourself up over past mistakes. It's about recognizing that you have the ability to change your direction. It's about refusing to play the victim and instead choosing to become the hero of your story. When you take ownership, you no longer wait for life to happen to you. You make life happen for you. Too many people are waiting for a savior, waiting for someone to come and fix everything. They think if they just had a better boss, a better partner, a better family, or a better childhood, their life would finally work. Well, let me tell you something. Nobody is coming to rescue you. Nobody is coming to live your life for you. Even if you had every advantage in the world, your life still wouldn't change until you decided to take control. Taking ownership means you stop waiting, you stop wishing, you stop hoping for someone to do it for you, and you start doing it yourself. It's easy to point finger. It's easy to say, I'm this way because of my parents, or I'm stuck because of the economy, or I can't win because life isn't fair. But that mindset keeps you powerless. When you blame others, you put them in charge of your destiny. You're basically saying, I can't move forward until they change. But what if they never change? What if the apology never comes? What if the opportunity you were waiting for never shows up? Are you going to stay stuck forever? No. You have to decide that no matter what they did or didn't do, you are still in control of what happens next. That's what ownership is. It's saying, they may have started the fire, but I decide if I keep staying in the flames. Taking ownership is not comfortable. It forces you to admit that sometimes the reason your life isn't where you want it to be is because of your own choices. Maybe you procrastinated. Maybe you made excuses. Maybe you didn't put in the work. And that's hard to face because it's easier to blame something outside of yourself. But until you take responsibility for what you can control, nothing will ever change. The truth is, you can't control everything, but you can control your attitude, your effort, your habits, your decisions, and how you respond to what happens to you. That's where your power is. When you take ownership, you stop complaining and you start creating. Complaining doesn't change anything. It just keeps you stuck in the same cycle. But when you own your life, you ask yourself, What can I do right now to make this better? It might be something small, but every small action adds up. You can start reading books that grow your mind. You can start eating better to take care of your head. You can start saving money, learning new skills, or working harder at your craft. You may not be able to fix everything in a day, but you can get better every day. Ownership also means taking control of your mindset. Your thoughts are either building your future or destroying it. If you keep telling yourself you can't do it, that you're unlucky, that life is too hard, you will keep living that reality. But when you take ownership, you start speaking differently. You start saying, I can do this. I will figure this out. I will make a way. You reprogram your mind to believe that you are capable, that you are strong, that you are in control. The more you take control of your thoughts, the more control you have over your actions, and the more control you have over your results. Taking ownership also means no more excuses. Excuses might feel good in the moment because they let you off the hook, but they are the enemy of progress. Every time you make an excuse, you delay your growth. When you take ownership, you stop saying, I don't have time, and you start making time. You stop saying, I can't afford it, and you start figuring out how to afford it. You stop saying, I'm not ready, and you start preparing yourself. You stop saying, I can't help it, and you start controlling what you can. Excuses are the bricks that build the wall between you and your dream. And when you own your life, you tear that wall down one brick at a time. Another part of ownership is taking responsibility for your emotion. You may not be able to stop what people do to you, but you can decide how you react. You don't have to let anger, bitterness, or fear control your life. You don't have to stay stuck in resentment or regret. You can choose forgiveness. You can choose peace. You can choose to let go of the weight you've been carrying and focus on what you can change. That doesn't mean what happened to you was okay. It means you refuse to let it control the rest of your life. Ownership is also about discipline. When you truly own your life, you don't just do what feels good. You do what needs to be done. You stop waiting until you feel motivated. You get up and do the work whether you feel like it or not. You create habits that align with your goals. You stop wasting time on things that don't serve you, and you start investing time in things that build you. Ownership is not just about taking responsibility for your past. It's about taking responsibility for your future. You have to understand that nobody can want your dream more than you dream, more than you do. Nobody can grind for you. Nobody can put in the hours for you. People can support you. They can cheer you on, but they can't live your life for you. If you fail to take ownership, your potential will stay locked inside of you. But when you take full responsibility, when you say, if it's meant to be, it's up to me, you unleash something powerful. You stop being reactive and you start being proactive. You stop living by default and you start living by design. When you own your life, you stop seeing yourself as a victim and you start seeing yourself as a victor. Even when things go wrong, you ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? How can I use this to get better? That mindset will carry you through any storm. It will make you unstoppable because no matter what happened, you know you have the power to choose your response and keep moving forward. Taking ownership is not a one-time decision. It's something you do every single day. Every morning, you wake up and decide that today you will be in charge of your choices, your attitude, and your destiny. Some days will be harder than others. Some days you will want to give up and go back to blaming someone else. But ownership is a commitment. It means you keep choosing responsibility even when it's uncomfortable. And over time, that choice transforms you. One day, you will look back and realize that everything changed the moment you took ownership. The moment you stopped blaming and started building. The moment you stopped waiting and started working. The moment you stopped pointing fingers and started pointing yourself in the right direction. That's the day your life truly became yours. So right now, decide to take ownership. No more excuses, no more blaming, no more waiting. This is your life. You are in control of what happens next. Take that power back. Take charge of your story. Build the future you want step by step, choice by choice, because nobody can do it for you. And nobody can stop you once you decide that you will do it for yourself. Developing an unshakable work ethic is not just about working hard when things are going well. It's about showing up even when everything around you seems to be falling apart. It's about being the kind of person who doesn't just talk about wanting success, but puts in the hours, the sweat, and the effort to make it happen. Having a strong work ethic means you stop relying on talent alone, because talent without work is wasted potential. You could be the most gifted person in the room, but if you don't put in the grind, someone with less talent but more consistency will pass you by. This is the truth that separates those who dream from those who actually live their dream. The willingness to work when others sleep, to keep moving forward when others quit, to keep building when nobody else is watching. An unshakable work ethic starts with commitment. You have to decide that no matter what happens, you will show up. You will give 100% every single day. Not when you feel good, not when it's convenient, not when the conditions are perfect, every single day. People with a weak work ethic let their feelings dictate their actions. If they feel tired, they stop. If they feel discouraged, they quit. If they feel like nobody is paying attention, they slack off. But someone with an unshakable work ethic keeps going regardless of how they feel. They understand that success doesn't care about your emotion. It rewards discipline. Developing this kind of work ethic means you have to train yourself to do the hard things, even when you don't want to. You wake up early, even when your body says stay in bed. You push through the last rep, even when your muscles are screaming. You stay focused on your task, even when your mind wants to wander. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be. Hard work is the price of greatness. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it, and everybody would be winning, but they're not. The truth is most people want success more than they want to pay the price for it. They love the idea of being successful, but hate the process of becoming successful. An unshakable work ethic is built in that process. When you decide to develop an unshakable work ethic, you make a commitment to master your craft. You don't just work when there's a deadline. You work every day to improve yourself. You study, you practice, you fail, you get back up, and you do it again. You put in the hours behind the scenes so that when it's time to perform, you are ready. Greatness is never an accident. Champions are not born on game day. They are built into countless hours nobody sees. The late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices, the times when you could have taken it easy, but you chose to keep going. That's where an unshakable work ethic is forged. You also have to understand that this level of commitment is not seasonal. It's not something you turn on and off. You can't grind hard for a few weeks and then disappear. You can't work hard on Monday and then take the rest of the week off. You have to be consistent, day after day, week after week, month after month. The results don't always come right away. Sometimes you will put in the work and it will feel like nothing is happening. That's when most people give up. But those with a relentless work ethic keep going because they know that every seed they plant will eventually grow if they keep watering it. Another important part of developing an unshakable work ethic is sacrificing short-term pleasure for long-term gain. You can't stay out late every night and expect to wake up ready to grind in the morning. You can't spend hours scrolling on your phone, playing games or binge watching shows, and then wonder why you're not making progress. You have to give up some things now so you can have what you want later. It's about delayed gratification, being willing to work when it's not fun so you can live the life others only dream about. This level of work ethic requires focus. You have to know what matters most and put your energy there. Too many people work hard on the wrong things, staying busy but not productive. Developing an unshakable work ethic means aligning your effort with your goals. It means asking yourself every day, is what I'm doing right now moving me closer to where I want to be? If the answer is no, you have to be disciplined enough to change your actions. There will be days when you feel like quitting. There will be days when you wonder if it's worth it. There will be days when you question whether you have what it takes. And those are the days when your work ethic will be tested. That's when you find out if you're serious. Because an unshakable work ethic is not built in the good time. It's built when things are hard. When you keep working through rejection, through disappointment, through failure, you develop a level of resilience that makes you unstoppable. You have to remember that every great person you admire got to where they are through work. Nobody just handed them success. They had to fight for it, sacrifice for it, earn it. And if you want what they have, you have to be willing to do what they did. You have to be willing to put in more hours, learn more, practice more, and give more of yourself than you ever have before. And here's the truth. An unshakable work ethic isn't just about getting what you want. It's about who you become in the process. The grind changes you. It makes you disciplined, focused, and strong. It teaches you patience, perseverance, and humility. It makes you respect the journey because you know how much it cost you. And when you finally reach your goal, it will mean so much more because you know you earned it. So, if you want to go from nothing to something, you have to make work your friend. You have to fall in love with the process. You have to be willing to outwork everyone else in the room. You have to be willing to put in the extra hours, to go the extra mile, to do the things other people won't do. Because at the end of the day, it's not about talent, it's not about luck, it's not about connection. It's about who is willing to put in the work and keep putting in the work until they get where they want to go. Your dream is waiting for you, but it's not going to chase you. You have to chase it with everything you got. And when you develop an unshakable work ethic, when you make up your mind that you will not be outworked, that you will not stop, that you will not give up until you see it through, that's when you go from talking about success to actually living it. Consistency is one of the most underrated traits in the world of success, yet it is one of the most powerful. People often think that talent, luck, or intelligence what determines who wins in life. But the truth is that consistent effort beats talent when talent doesn't show up. Consistency is about showing up day after day even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the work when nobody is watching, when nobody is cheering for you, and when the results haven't come yet. Consistency is what separates those who dream from those who achieve, those who start from nothing and turn it into something meaningful. It's about building a habit of action, a rhythm that cannot be shaken by setbacks, distractions, or failures. To stay consistent, you must first understand the power of small actions repeated over time. Success is rarely instantaneous. It doesn't happen overnight. Most people fail because they look for immediate results and give up when they don't see them. But consistent effort compounds. The small steps you take today, repeated every day, add up to massive results over months and years. Waking up 30 minutes earlier to study, putting in an extra hour at work, practicing your craft every day, choosing to say no to distractions. All of these small, consistent actions are the building blocks of success. It's not glamorous, it's not flashy, but it works. Consistency requires discipline because most people quit when it's hard. You will face days when you feel tired, when your motivation is low, when life seems to be against you. Those are the days that test your consistency. The world doesn't care about how motivated you are. It cares about what you actually do. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. Consistency doesn't rely on feelings. It relies on commitment. You do the work even when you don't feel like it. You show up even when you'd rather stay in bed. You push forward even when nobody believes in you. That is what creates momentum. And momentum is what turns dreams into reality. When you commit to consistency, you also develop resilience. Life is not smooth. There will be setbacks, failures, disappointments, and obstacles. If you give up every time something goes wrong, you'll never make it. But consistent people keep going. They understand that failure is part of the process, not the end of the journey. Each failure becomes a lesson. Each obstacle becomes a challenge to overcome. And each setback becomes a reason to push harder. Consistency is about persistence in the face of adversity. It's about refusing to let temporary setbacks dictate your long-term outcome. Consistency is also about creating a system, a structure for your life that supports your goals. You can't rely on random bursts of effort. You need routines, habits, and rituals that ensure you take action every day. That might mean setting specific times to work on your goals, eliminating distractions, tracking your progress, and holding yourself accountable. When you design your life for consistency, it becomes easier to stay on track because you are not relying on willpower alone. You are relying on a system that keeps you moving forward. Another critical part of consistency is patience. Most people quit because they don't see immediate results. They expect to put in a few days or weeks of effort and see monumental change. But life doesn't work that way. Big results take time. Small, consistent actions over months and years create the foundation for massive achievements. You have to trust the process and understand that your efforts are not wasted, even when the results are not immediately visible. Patience combined with consistency is unstoppable. Consistency also builds credibility and trust, both with yourself and others. When you consistently deliver, people notice. When you consistently show up, people rely on you. When you consistently work on yourself and your goals, you prove to yourself that you are capable, and that builds confidence. You start to see that you are not defined by your failures or your fears, but by your actions over time. Every consistent action reinforces the belief that you can achieve what you set out to do. It's important to note that consistency does not mean perfection. You will make mistakes. You will have days when you fall short. That's natural. The key is to not let one off day derail your entire effort. Consistency is about the long-term trajectory, not individual moments. You get back on track, you continue pushing forward, and you maintain the rhythm. That's what counts. The person who consistently moves forward, even with small steps, will eventually surpass the person who is inconsistent, even if the latter is more talented. Consistency also strengthens your mental toughness. Every day that you push forward despite challenges, doubts, and distractions, you are training your mind. You are teaching yourself that you are capable of discipline, endurance, and perseverance. Mental toughness grows through repeated, consistent action because each day you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. That strength becomes a foundation that no obstacle can easily shake. One of the most important aspects of staying consistent is focusing on your why. Consistency without purpose is just busy work. When you have a clear reason for why you are doing what you do, you will be more likely to keep going, even when it's hard. Your why becomes your fuel, the driving force that keeps you moving forward. Every time you feel like giving up, your why reminds you that the pain of quitting is greater than the temporary discomfort of pushing through. Consistency is also about vision. You have to see where you want to go, even if it's far in the distance. You might not reach your goal tomorrow or next week, but consistent steps will eventually bring you there. Visualization combined with consistent action creates unstoppable momentum. You see it, you believe it, and you work for it every day. That's how ordinary people achieve extraordinary results. Ultimately, staying consistent is the bridge between your current reality and your dream. It transforms hope into results. It turns small actions into massive achievements. It separates the successful from the unsuccessful, the winners from the quitters. It's not glamorous, it's not easy, and it's not immediate, but it is powerful beyond measure. If you want to go from nothing to something, you must commit to consistency. Show up every day, put in the work, refuse to quit when it gets hard. Trust the process, focus on your why. Build systems that keep you on track. Be patient and resilient. Understand that small, repeated actions compound into enormous results. Over time, the person you become through consistent effort will be far greater than the person you are today. Consistency is a secret weapon of champions. Those who stay consistent, even when it's hard, even when it feels pointless, will always rise above those who rely on bursts of motivation or talent alone. The grind, the daily effort, the refusal to quit. That is what builds greatness. It's the slow, steady accumulation of effort compounded over time that takes you from where you are now to where you want to be. Consistency doesn't guarantee an easy journey, but it guarantees progress. It guarantees that when others quit, you will keep going. It guarantees that your dreams are not left to chance, but built through deliberate action. And most importantly, it guarantees that your story is being written by you through the choices you make day in and day out. The moment you decide to stay consistent, no matter how hard, no matter how long, your life starts to change. You begin to realize that results are not random, success is not luck, and dreams are not unreachable. They are the outcome of persistent focus and disciplined action taken every single day. That's the power of consistency, the bridge from nothing to something. Surrounding yourself with the right people is one of the most critical decisions you will ever make in life. Yet most people underestimate its power. The truth is, the people you spend the most time with will determine your mindset, your habits, your attitude, and ultimately your results. You cannot outgrow your environment. If you are surrounded by negativity, laziness, doubt, or people who do not believe in your potential, you will find yourself pulled down, limited, and distracted. On the other hand, if you are around people who inspire you, challenge you, support you, and hold you accountable, you will rise higher than you ever thought possible. Your circle can either be the wind beneath your wings or the weight that keeps you grounded. The first step in surrounding yourself with the right people is awareness. You have to take an honest look at who you spend your time with and evaluate whether they are lifting you up or holding you back. Some people may not mean to drag you down, but if their mindset, habits, or energy does not align with your goals, they are influencing your life in ways you might not even realize. The people you talk to, the people you listen to, and the people you model your behavior after will shape your beliefs and your actions. Awareness is about recognizing that influence and taking control over who has access to your mind and energy. Once you are aware, you have to make a conscious decision to seek out those who will elevate you. This does not mean abandoning everyone in your life, but it does mean prioritizing relationships that challenge you to be better. You need people who will tell you the truth, even when it hurts, who will celebrate your victories without envy, and who will push you to grow when you feel comfortable staying the same. Surrounding yourself with the right people means aligning yourself with those who share your values, your work ethic, and your vision for the future. The right people do more than just inspire you. They hold you accountable. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that willpower alone is enough to achieve their dreams. The truth is, we are human, and we need external checks to keep us on track. The right circle will challenge you when you make excuses, call you out when you are lazy, and remind you of your potential when you forget. Accountability is a gift, and people who are willing to hold you accountable are rare, but they are priceless. They force you to rise to your highest standard because they refuse to let you settle for mediocrity. Surrounding yourself with the right people also protects you from negative influences. Life is full of distractions, temptations, and people who don't want to see you succeed. They may try to pull you into gossip, doubt, or complacency. If you allow yourself to be constantly influenced by these people, your energy, focus, and motivation will erode over time. Protecting your mind and your spirit is critical, and part of that protection comes from choosing your circle wisely. The right people will inspire positivity, encourage growth, and reinforce the habits that take you closer to your dreams. It's important to understand that the right people will not always be easy to find. Sometimes the people who will help you grow are in places you don't expect. They may challenge you in ways that are uncomfortable. They may make you rethink your priorities, push you out of your comfort zone, and force you to face your weaknesses. But that discomfort is necessary for growth. Growth is not comfortable. If someone is only telling you what you want to hear, then they are not helping you rise. The right people are honest, direct, and committed to your success, even when it requires tough love. Surrounding yourself with the right people also means giving back to them. Relationships are reciprocal. Just as you need people to challenge and inspire you, you must be willing to support and uplift others. Be someone who adds value to the lives of those around you. Share your knowledge, encouragement, and energy. Be the kind of person who contributes to a circle of growth and positivity rather than taking without giving. The right environment is built collectively, not individually. And being an active participant strengthens both you and your circle. Another crucial aspect of surrounding yourself with the right people is learning from them. Pay attention to their habits, their mindset, and their approach to challenges. Observe how they handle setbacks, manage their time, and pursue their goals. You will find that the way successful people operate is contagious. By spending time with those who have achieved what you aspire to achieve, you absorb their strategies, their discipline, and their perspectives. It is a shortcut to learning because you can model their behavior instead of figuring it all out alone. At the same time, understand that some relationships will need to be ended or limited. This is not always easy, but it is necessary. Some people are toxic not because they are bad people, but because they are not aligned with your current journey. Holding on to people who drain your energy, instill doubt, or distract you from your path is a recipe for stagnation. Letting go is not an act of cruelty, it is an act of self-preservation. You have to protect your vision and your growth. And sometimes that requires creating distance from those who are not contributing positively to your life. The right people will also celebrate your successes genuinely. Jealousy and envy are everywhere, but a true circle of support will rejoice in your victories as if they were their own. They will inspire you to aim higher, not hold you back. They will help you see possibilities you didn't realize existed. They will remind you of your worth, your potential, and your power when self-doubt creeps in. And when they are around, you will find yourself reaching levels of motivation, confidence, and achievement that you could not reach alone. Finally, surrounding yourself with the right people creates a culture of growth around you. It becomes a feedback loop. Your circle challenges you. You rise to the challenge, your circle celebrates, and you inspire each other to go further. Over time, this environment becomes a force multiplier, accelerating your progress exponentially. You will find that your dreams, your vision, and your potential expand simply because you are not trying to do it alone. Greatness is not a solo journey. It is a collective journey of people who believe, challenge, and push each other to achieve more than they could individually. So if you want to go from nothing to something, if you want to achieve the life you've dreamed of, you must surround yourself with the right people. Seek out those who inspire, challenge, hold you accountable, and protect your energy. Distance yourself from those who drain, doubt, or distract. Learn from those who have achieved what you aspire to achieve. Support those who support you. Celebrate victories together. Build a circle of growth, resilience, and positivity. Your circle will shape your mindset, your habits, and your future. And when you commit to surrounding yourself with the right people, you set yourself up for unstoppable success. Believing bigger is one of the most powerful forces you can cultivate in your life, because everything you achieve begins with what you believe is possible. If your vision is small, your results will be small. If you limit your beliefs about yourself, your potential, or your future, you will never reach the heights you were meant to reach. Belief is the fuel that drives action. It is the foundation upon which all achievement is built. Without it, effort is scattered, motivation wanes, and dreams fade. But when you believe bigger, when you expand your vision beyond what seems possible, you unlock a power within yourself that cannot be stopped. Believing bigger starts with seeing yourself differently. Too many people are trapped by the identity they have been handed, the person they have been told they are, the person they see in the mirror, or the circumstances they've grown up in. But your current situation does not define your potential. You are capable of more than you have allowed yourself to believe. When you choose to believe bigger, you start imagining yourself achieving goals that others might consider impossible. You start seeing yourself not as a product of your past, but as the architect of your future. Belief is not wishful thinking. It is a deliberate mindset. It is the conscious choice to see opportunities where others see obstacles, to see potential where others see limitations, and to see a path forward when others see a dead end. Believing bigger requires you to reject the small thinking that society, fear, and self-doubt have fed you. It requires you to silence the voices that say you can't, you won't, or you're not enough. It means replacing doubt with certainty, fear with courage, and limitation with possibility. To believe bigger, you must also challenge your internal narrative. Too many people carry stories about themselves that are rooted in past failures, criticism from others, or perceived inadequacies. These stories shape the limits they place on themselves. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the resources. I'll never get that opportunity. These are all lies that keep you trapped in mediocrity. Believing bigger means rewriting that story. It means telling yourself, I am capable, I am worthy, and I can achieve more than I ever imagined. When you change your narrative, you change your possibilities. Believing bigger also requires vision. You must see a future that is greater than your present circumstances. If you cannot see it, you cannot pursue it. Your mind needs a target, a picture of what is possible, because without it, effort becomes aimless and inconsistent. Visualization is a tool that reinforces belief. When you see yourself achieving your goals, your mind starts to work toward making that vision a reality. You begin to make decisions and take actions that align with that larger belief, and you naturally start moving in the direction of your bigger self. Believe bigger demands that you surround yourself with influences that reinforce possibility. If you constantly hear doubt, negativity, and limitation from those around you, your own belief will shrink. You must immerse yourself in people, books, mentors, and experiences that expand your thinking. You must learn to identify and filter out toxic influences that try to convince you that your dreams are too large. Believing bigger is not about arrogance. It's about aligning yourself with a mindset and environment that nurture growth, courage, and bold action. Another critical element of believing bigger is taking risks. If you truly believe in your potential, you will step out of your comfort zone and pursue opportunity that others avoid because they are afraid of failure. Believe bigger pushes you to act even when the outcome is uncertain. It drives you to stretch beyond the familiar, embrace challenges, and confront fears. Risk is the natural companion of big belief because nothing great is achieved without stepping into the unknown. Those who refuse to take risks are limited by their own doubts. Those who believe bigger understand that risk is a necessary step toward extraordinary results. Believing bigger also changes the way you respond to failure. When your vision is small, failure feels catastrophic. It feels like confirmation that you are not capable or worthy. But when you believe bigger, failure becomes a lesson, a stepping stone, and a temporary setback rather than a permanent defeat. You see failure as feedback, a way to learn, adjust, and improve. Belief bigger gives you resilience, persistence, and the ability to keep moving forward when others quit. It allows you to trust in your journey, even when the path is difficult. Belief bigger compels action. There is no such thing as passive belief. You cannot simply think big and expect results to magically appear. Believing bigger forces you to act in alignment with your vision. It drives you to work harder, push longer, and endure more. It creates a relentless pursuit of your goals, a refusal to settle for less, and a determination to outwork the obstacles in your path. Belief without action is useless. Believe bigger always translates into effort, strategy, and persistence. Someone said, you must also understand that believing bigger is contagious. When you embody belief in your potential and possibilities, others around you begin to see it as well. Your confidence inspires, your vision motivates, and your courage challenges others to expand their own thinking. By believing bigger, you do not just elevate yourself, you elevate those around you. You create a culture of possibility, encouragement, and high expectation that fuels collective success. Believing bigger means rejecting the voices that say your dreams are too ambitious. It requires a mindset that refuses to accept limitations imposed by circumstances, people, or self-doubt. It requires resilience to overcome setbacks, persistence to keep moving forward, and courage to take bold action in the face of uncertainty. Every time you choose to see bigger, think bigger, and act bigger, you are planting the seeds of extraordinary results. Every small choice aligned with your bigger belief compounds over time, creating momentum that propels you toward your vision. Ultimately, believing bigger is about realizing that your life is a reflection of your mindset. If you want more, you must believe more. If you want to achieve the extraordinary, you must see beyond the ordinary. The limits you accept are the limits you live within, and the possibilities you embrace are the possibilities you create. Believing bigger is the catalyst that transforms dreams into reality, obstacles into opportunity, and potential into achievement. When you decide to believe bigger, you refuse to let doubt, fear, or circumstance define your future. You take ownership of your vision, pursue it relentlessly, and trust that your effort and commitment will produce results. You push yourself to see opportunities where others see obstacles, to take risks where others hesitate, and to keep moving forward when others quit. You align your thoughts, actions, and environment with the belief that you are capable of more than you have allowed yourself to imagine. Believing bigger is not a one-time decision. It is a daily practice. Every morning you remind yourself of your vision. Every action you take, no matter how small, reinforces your belief. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, strengthens your confidence. Over time, this persistent belief becomes unstoppable momentum, propelling you toward extraordinary success. Your dreams are waiting, but they require that you believe bigger than the fears that try to hold you back. The world will not validate your potential. You must validate it yourself. You must see it, speak it, and act on it every single day. When you believe bigger, your life expands to match your vision. Your possibilities become limitless. your actions become focused, and your achievements exceed your imagination. Believing bigger is the key to going from nothing to something. It's the force that turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. And it is the mindset that transforms your life forever.